Peace. I'm Kamal Imani. I'm going to say this before we get started, because some people are going to say, well, who are you to talk about relationships? Well, you can give me this much credit. I've been married for 22 years, been with my wife for 25 years. So, of course, there's been ups and downs and tight points, but overall, it's been a good relationship. We've been happy, and we're still on the quest for even more happiness. Now, with that being said, I just stopped what I was doing because I was already thinking about this, and then I turned on the TV and I saw someone talking about something similar, and I said it must be time for me to break this out. All right. I know a lot of people that are going through separations, divorces, breakups, etc. And what I find the problem is, of course, number one, communication, because the three main reasons for divorce, sociologists say, are communication, sex, and money. And not that in particular order, but communication, I would probably say, would be first, because you could communicate about communication, you could communicate about money, and you could communicate about sex. So communication is very important. But I'm talking about in-depth communication. Like the person you select, you should select them based on knowing their strengths and their weaknesses, their inner psyche, as well as all the good traits about them, the humor and the good looks and the intelligence and all of that. But in order for you to know those traits that they have, those inner traits, they have to know the inner traits. And I call those traits the thief. You have to be able to look inside yourself and find the thief that is causing you to keep having the same negative actions or reactions in your life. So if this person that you're dealing with has something deep down inside, like the Bible calls it Leviathan, that sea monster within, that's one day going to come up and surprise you, you should know about that thief or that sea monster, that Leviathan that is way down inside of someone. So if you're just saying, you know what, and this is what happens, this is exactly what happens. I kind of got a feeling that this person has something going on down there, but I kind of don't want to ask, because then I'll rock the boat and I might open up Pandora's box and find out something I really don't want to find out, or hear something I really don't want to hear, because the truth hurts. So you don't want to get hurt now, so you're going to try to suppress you asking those questions, and making that person ask those questions about him or herself, and you're going to delay the situation until the volcano finally erupts one day. So in other words, you're sleeping with the enemy. You're sleeping on a volcano that one day is going to erupt, but you're just hoping that it won't erupt, that you won't find out what's really going on inside. So if you have questions, you need to ask those questions from the jump, day one. And I understand nowadays it's like a big interview anyway. And if you're not interviewing, I don't know, I guess if I was out there dating, I'd have to be interviewing. But I can pretty much find out a lot about a person just by mere observation and vibing and getting their vibe and things like that, and certain key things that they say. So I never really delved that deep into a person until I got into the relationship. Like this relationship that I've been in, I learned some things about her early on. She learned some things about me early on, and we both decided to work on our internal thieves. All right? And I say thief because that thief is going to come up and steal whatever you've built. It's going to come and just destroy it, take it away. So you have to identify the thief in yourself, and your lover has to identify the thief in his or herself, and you have to eliminate that thief. You have to work on that thief and get it out, because if you don't, it's going to destroy the relationship. So communicate now so that you don't have to communicate or try to communicate when it's too late and the love is gone and the fire is gone and all of that. All right? So that's what it is. Find the thief. Communicate. Don't hide anything. Be honest, be transparent. And if the other person doesn't seem like they're being transparent, you got a problem. If anybody's shutting down, that's a no-no. Can't be shutting down. I don't feel like talking about it right now. I don't know. That's just the way I am. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. You know the person's not all right. That's a no-no. Everything got to come out. If you're going to be concealing stuff, then I got to go. Because you're going to hurt me one day in a big way. And not just hurt me, but you might hurt yourself. And you might also hurt other people that's involved. Because now that we got together, we got children involved. We got elders involved. We got brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties. We got the whole community involved in the nucleus that we've created. But no, you wanted to conceal things. You wanted to not work on yourself. And when we ask, or if I ask somebody, well, why are you breaking up? They're so quick to point to the other person. Like there's not 2 or 3 sides to the story. Okay, yeah, tell me the other person what they do wrong. That's obvious. But what were you not doing? What questions were you not asking? What self-improvement were you not working on? That's the question. Work on yourself first. And then let the other person work on their self, and you guys try to work together and make it happen. Because you got together in the first place. So my question is always, why did we get together in the first place? And try to rekindle that before you call it quits. That's what I got to say. Kamal Imani, peace. Find the thief and rebuild. One love. RBG.